Manish Limited has invested in equity shares of TC Limited, face value rupees 10, and transactions for 1920. First is opening balance, then purchase, next is bonus issue, then sales, and last one and important is rights issue. Here price and quantity is given, number of shares and a price at which they are purchased or sold. Then adjustment number 1, on 30 June, company declared and paid dividend for 1819 at rupees 2 per share. On 31st March, market price was 20 per share. And out of rights issue, he subscribed for 400 shares and remaining rights were renounced at rupees 2 per share. Now let us start. As it is already explained in question regarding investment in debentures, the quotation is X interest and cum interest. But in case of shares, there is no such system, X dividend and cum dividend. So one adjustment regarding calculation of number of months will not exist in question concerned with shares. So whatever may be the date, we need not calculate number of months. But additional adjustments are bonus issue, rights issue and dividend. So in case of question related to investment in shares, bonus, rights issue and dividend are important adjustments. The first, equity shares in TC Limited account. In TC Limited account, in date column 2019-20 accounting period, opening balance is 2000 at 20. So on 1st April, to balance brought down, here first column is number of shares, whereas in case of debentures the column is face value. Here you can use this column as face value. There is no compulsion to use number of shares, but for some calculation purpose, if we consider this column for number of shares, it is beneficial. But there is no compulsion. You can also have face value column instead of number of shares. Next column is dividend. Just like in debentures, this column is for interest, and last column is same, it's cost. So first column either face value or number of shares, next column compulsory dividend, and last column is cost. So transaction shows that 2000 shares are purchased at rupees 20 per share. So number of shares will be 2000, dividend column dash, and cost is 2000 into 20. So it's 40,000. Okay, so this way first opening balance is posted. Next date wise transaction is 1st June 19. Purchase again on debit side to bank 1000 shares and purchased at rupees 22. So 22,000 is total cost. As you can see, in this transaction there is no X or cum interest or even X or cum dividend. Directly you have to post the cost into number of shares in this column. You need not calculate separately the outstanding interest, outstanding dividend or anything else. After purchase, next transaction is given on 31st July, but there is one transaction on 30 June regarding declaration and payment of dividend for 1819 at rupees 2 per share. Now this is most important adjustment as far as other transactions are concerned. On 30 June, company has declared and paid dividend at rupees 2 per share. Now as per the rule, company has no compulsion to pay any dividend on equity shares, but there is obligation to pay interest on debentures. So interest is compulsory payment, which can be delayed but cannot be ignored. But in case of dividend, it is not a compulsory payment unless it is declared by the company. So on 30 June, company has paid a dividend which was not compulsory, it was not obligation on the company. Still company has paid the dividend. So the person who has the shares in his custody, in his demat account on 30 June will get the dividend. Now this dividend is paid, it's called as pre-acquisition dividend. Partially, and remaining is dividend on the shares which were in our custody for 2018-19. Now we will divide these 3000 shares in two parts. First is shares held on 31st March 19, that is for 2018-19, and second part is additional purchase, that is after 1/4/19. So these categories are required because dividend is declared and paid for the year 18-19. This year ends on 31st March. So number of shares which were held by the investor for 18-19 up to closing date 31st March 19 should be shown separately, and the shares which are purchased after 31st March 19, that is after 1/4/19, should be shown separately. And this way dividend is calculated. Dividend is shown on credit side on 30 June by bank. Now first is dividend on 2000 shares, because these shares were held on 31st March 19, this opening balance. So dividend on 2000 shares is equal to 2000 into 2 per share, that is 4000. This dividend is on shares held for 18-19. And second part is dividend on additional 1000 shares, 1000 into 2, it is 2000. It should be shown in cost column. This 2000 dividend is called as pre-acquisition dividend, because at the time of purchase of these shares we were not aware that these shares will give us dividend of rupees 2000. We purchased the shares only as investment, but afterwards company has declared the dividend which was not known to us as well as the seller. म्हणजे जेव्हा आपण हे शेअर्स विकत घेतले तेव्हा याच्यावर डिव्हिडंड मिळेल किंवा नाही याचं आपल्याला काहीच कल्पना नव्हती. आपण ते शेअर्स म्हणून विकत घेतले, पण शेअर्स विकत घेताना त्याचे आपल्याला डिव्हिडंडचे अधिकार सुद्धा मिळाले. मग जर आपल्याला अपेक्षा नसताना अचानकपणे आपल्याला या 22,000च्या शेअर्स मधून काही इन्कम झाला तर त्याचा दुसरा अर्थ असा होतो की आपण 22,000 पैकी जो डिव्हिडंड मिळाला तेवढे पैसे आपले कमी खर्च झाले. त्यामुळे आपण 22,000च्या शेअर्स मधून जो डिव्हिडंड मिळाला तो कॉस्ट कॉलम मध्ये घेतला, कारण इफेक्टिव्हली आपल्याला हे शेअर्स 22 - 2 फक्त 20,000 ला मिळाले. पण हे 2,000 हा आपला एक्सपेक्टेड इन्कम नव्हता, म्हणून तो कॉस्ट कॉलम मध्ये घ्यायचा. वर्किंग पुन्हा एकदा बघू. 18-19 साठी डिव्हिडंड पे केलेला असेल तर जे कोणते शेअर्स 18-19च्या लास्ट डेला आपल्याकडे होते त्याचा डिव्हिडंड वेगळा काढायचा. आता 2,000 शेअर्स होते, याचा डिव्हिडंड आहे 4,000. हा आकडा डिव्हिडंड कॉलम मध्ये घ्यायचा, बिकॉज दिस इज ऍक्च्युअल डिव्हिडंड रिसिव्ड ऑन अवर इन्व्हेस्टमेंट ऑन 31st March 19, and the shares which are purchased after 1/4/19. म्हणजेच डिव्हिडंडचं वर्ष संपल्यानंतर जर आपण शेअर्स घेतलेले असतील तर याच्यातून जो काय आपला इन्कम होईल 2000 हा आपल्याला अनपेक्षित होता, त्यामुळे तो कॉस्ट कॉलम मध्ये लिहून ऍडजस्ट करायचा. म्हणजे थोडक्यात ओपनिंग बॅलन्सवरचा डिव्हिडंड हा डिव्हिडंड कॉलम मध्ये घ्यायचा आणि ऍडिशनल परचेस जेवढे असतील, हे एकदाच नव्हे दोनदा तीनदा जरी परचेस केलेले असतील, त्या सगळ्याचा डिव्हिडंड जो येईल तो कॉस्ट कॉलम मध्ये घ्यायचा. नेक्स्ट इज ऑन 31st July. On 31st July, there is bonus issue in the ratio 1:3. As we all know, bonus issue is issue of shares free of cost without making any payment to the company. Ratio given is 1:3. So calculation of bonus issue. Bonus issue shares 1:3 and total holding is 2 plus 1, 3000. Up to 31st July there is no sale of shares. So our total holding is 3000. 3000 shares into 1:3. That means into 1/3 bonus shares will be 1000. And the shareholder has no option to reject this offer. Bonus shares are free of cost, so shareholder cannot reject these shares, so they are automatically credited to our demat account. Company just communicates that bonus is declared in this ratio, and afterwards when the shares are credited we are informed by SMS. So shareholder need not communicate to the company whether he is interested or not interested in bonus shares. These are compulsory shares issued to the shareholders because it is a benefit given to shareholders. Okay, after 31st July, bonus issue, dividend column dash and cost 0 because the shares are issued free of cost. Next is on 1st October 19, sales. Credit side 1st October by bank, sale of 1500 shares, dividend column dash at rupees 22 per share. So amount is 33,000. Now after we post the transaction for sales, number of shares and cost, next part is calculation of profit or loss. Profit or loss calculation. Date is 1st October 19. Our formula is cost of investment sold is equal to total cost upon total number of shares into number of shares sold. Only change is in case of debentures we consider face value instead of number of shares. Now here column is number of shares, that is why in formula you have to write total number of shares. Calculation total cost is 40 plus 22 less any credit side item. On credit side it is 2000. We should ignore 33,000 because it is actual sales. We are comparing our cost with this amount. So anything posted before sales transaction should be deducted. या 33,000च्या आधी जे काय आपण कॉस्ट कॉलमला घेतलं असेल तेच फक्त मायनस करायचं. ही प्रत्यक्षात सेल्सची व्हॅल्यू आहे. या आकड्यावर डिपेंड आपला प्रॉफिट किंवा लॉस असणार आहे, त्यामुळे हा आकडा वजा करायचा नाही. 40 plus 22 less 2000, that means total cost is 60,000 upon total number of shares 2 plus 1 plus 1, it's 4,000, and before 1500 there is no sale, so 60,000 divided by 4,000 into number of shares sold is 1500, so 60,000 upon 4,000 into 1500 equal to 22,500. So the cost of shares sold is 22,500 and actual sales value is 33,000. That means the investment of 22,500 is sold for 33,000. That indicates profit. On debit side, date 1st October to profit on sale in cost column 33,000 less 22,500. Let's have working note. Profit or loss. Sales value equal to 33,000 and cost 22,500. It's 10,500. This 10,500 is positive amount, so it is profit on sale. आधी सांगितल्याप्रमाणे सेल्स मधून कॉस्ट मायनस करायची. आकडा पॉझिटिव्ह आला तर प्रॉफिट असेल आणि निगेटिव्ह आला तर लॉस असेल. आता आपण 22,500 ची इन्व्हेस्टमेंट 33,000 विकली आहे, म्हणजे जास्ती पैसे घेऊन विकली. मग जेवढे जास्ती मिळाले असतील 10,500 हा आपला प्रॉफिट ऑन सेल म्हणून घ्यायचा. अमाऊंट 10,500 पोस्टिंग इन कॉस्ट कॉलम. ओके, आफ्टर 110 next date is 1st January 20 rights issue 11 to bank into bracket rights issue, because the shares are not purchased from open market. The shares are purchased from the company itself but in form of right shares. Rights issue in the ratio 1:5 at rupees 15 per share. Then calculation for right shares. Holding on 1/120. Number of shares held on 1/120 equal to 2,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,000 less 1,500. So this total is 4,000 less 1,500. So holding is equal to 2,500 shares, and rights issue is equal to 2,500 into ratio given is 1:5. So it's 500 shares. So company has offered rights issue in the ratio 1:5. एकास 5 एवढे राईट शेअर्स कंपनीने ऑफर केले. होल्डिंग आपण काढलं 2,500 शेअर्स आलं. नंबर ऑफ शेअर्सची टोटल लेस सेल केलेले शेअर्स 2,500 एवढं होल्डिंग येतं. त्याचं 1:5 ह्या रेशोमध्ये घेतले की 500 शेअर्स एवढे कंपनी आपल्याला विकायला तयार आहे ॲट रुपीज 15 पर शेअर. आता विकायला तयार असेल तर ह्याच्यापुढे आपल्याकडे ऑप्शन 2 असतात. एक म्हणजे आपण हे शेअर्स घ्यायचे किंवा नाही घ्यायचे. पण नाही घेताना सुद्धा आपण हे दुसऱ्या एखाद्या माणसाला ट्रान्सफर करू शकतो. इथे असं म्हटलंय की आउट ऑफ राईट्स इश्यू ही सबस्क्राईब फॉर 400 शेअर्स, म्हणजेच त्याने 500 पैकी 400 शेअर्स subscribed. That means he has purchased, and for 100 shares he has renounced. Renounce means transferred. त्या माणसाला 500 शेअर्स घेण्याचा अधिकार कंपनीने दिला होता. त्याने स्वतः 400 शेअर्स घेतले आणि 100 शेअर्स विकत घेण्याचा अधिकार त्याने त्याच्या एका मित्राला ट्रान्सफर केला. वे रिनाउन्स्ड ॲट ₹2 पर शेअर टू हिज फ्रेंड मंदार. सो 400 शेअर्स आर परचेस्ड ॲट ₹15 per share it's 6,000, and remaining rights, that means 100 shares he has renounced to his friend. मग 100 शेअर्सचा अधिकार विकत असताना त्याने किती रुपये घेतलेत पर शेअर? 2 रुपये. आता हे 2 रुपये जे घेतले हे त्याला 100 शेअर्सवर मिळालेत, पण शेअर्स विकून झालेला हा फायदा नाहीये. त्याने फक्त अधिकार विकलेत, शेअर्स विकले नाहीयेत. त्यामुळे 100 शेअर्सवर 2 रुपयाप्रमाणे 200 रुपये हा त्याचा फायदा आहे, पण तो इक्विटी शेअर्स अकाउंटला येत नाही. Because he has not sold equity shares in TC Limited, he had just sold right to purchase the shares. So it should be shown in note form. Renunciation of right shares 100 into 2 equal to 200 should be credited to P&L account. Because it is not a profit on sale of equity shares. So this 200 amount should be credited to P&L account only. It cannot be shown in this account. So entry for rights issue is on debit side. Only number of shares which are purchased should be shown on debit side. And whatever is renounced, those shares into amount collected on renunciation should be credited to P&L account. Now last is on 31st March market price. So here our transactions for purchase, sales, bonus issue and rights issue is complete. Now on closing date, first of all let's take total. Number of shares column total is 4,400 on 31st March. By balance carried down, 4,400 minus 1,500 equal to 2,900. Second is dividend column. Always credit side is more. 4,000. Date 31st March. It is transferred to profit and loss account. Balance in dividend column. Now last column is cost. Take total of debit side. It's 78,500. 31st March 20. Balance in cost column equal to 78,500 minus this total, that is 35,000. It's 43,500, and next amount is market value. Now this adjustment states that on 31st March market price per equity share was rupees 20 per share. So market value is 2,900 into rupees 20. It's 58,000. So we have to compare 43,500 and 58,000, and whichever is less should be shown here. So here 43,500 is less, so that should be shown as closing balance. But in case market value is less than our cost, then difference should be shown here itself in form of P&L account. म्हणजेच हाच आकडा समजा आता 38,000 असेल, म्हणजे तो ह्याच्यापेक्षा कमी आला. मग जर तो याच्यापेक्षा कमी असेल की इथे आपण 38,000 घ्यायचे क्लोजिंग बॅलन्स, आणि तरीही जो इथे डिफरन्स येईल त्याला प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंट म्हणून घ्यायचं. तो शॉर्ट टर्म इन्व्हेस्टमेंटमध्ये व्हॅल्युएशनच्या वेळेला झालेला लॉस आहे. आत्ता आपण 43,500 घेतोय, त्याची सगळ्याची टोटल 78,500 येईल. त्यामुळे इथे आत्ता काही डिफरन्स येत नाहीये, कारण मुळातच ही कॉस्ट होती ती कमी असल्यामुळे आपण इथे घेतोय. पण जर कॉस्ट ह्या दोनपैकी कमी आकडा घेऊन इथे डिफरन्स आलाच तर तो P&L अकाउंटला ट्रान्सफर होतो. आणि हा लिहिल्यानंतर स्टार करायचा आणि नोट लिहायची. ऑन 31st March 20 current investments are valued at cost or market price, whichever is less. So same rule like stock valuation, these investments are short term investments, so cost or market price whichever is less should be shown while calculation of closing balance. So in this question, adjustments were bonus issue. In bonus issue, only number of shares column is used. There is no amount paid. So cost column dash. Next is pre-acquisition dividend. So in pre-acquisition dividend, dividend on opening balance is shown separately as it is calculated here. And dividend on additional purchase after last year date should be shown separately in cost column. And in rights issue, number of shares purchased should be shown separately, and the rights which are announced transferred to any other person should be shown in form of note. And last, at the time of calculation of closing balances, this amount should be shown at cost or market value of investment whichever is less.